the shroud, the cloth that uh, has the imprint of Jesus showing his death and resurrection, showing that there was a crucifixion. Okay, there are skeptics, obviously, and then the second group is people making videos saying, oh, they lied to us. They lied to us. Well, look, how did they lie to us? I mean, really, if you think about it, I don't think they deliberately lied to us by, painting Jesus, right? Like, because how would they, because they did not walk with Jesus, they maybe seen photos or whatever, and or maybe, like, and maybe not even that. Um, but people, painted Jesus back in the like 1300, 1400, whatever. Um, or maybe not, I don't know. But people have been painting his face, and there's famous paintings. And people are saying that those famous paintings, like, they lied to us. Well, how can they lie deliberately if they never really seen who Jesus was? So, really, to be honest, to be clear, they would have painted, tried to paint, you know, Jesus the, you know, the best that they could, right? Like, as an artist who has never seen his face, you can only, paint Jesus the best that you can with the information that you have. So you can't say, oh, well, they lied to us in those paintings, you know, because AI has now um, done tests on the shroud and has come up with a, what Jesus would have looked like. And people are taking that and they're saying, well, the paintings and like all this time we've been lied to. We've been lied to. Really, have we? I mean, if you think about it, like, in every painting of Jesus, we paint him with long hair. We paint him um, with a beard, right? Like, some paintings paint him with blue eyes. Obviously, he didn't have blue eyes, but, some paintings do paint him with brown eyes. And then there's some paintings that, do paint him like a shade of tan. Um, and then, but really, if you think about it, Jesus is a shade of tan. Like, my father has a darker, like a slightly darker shade of tan than what I do, and yet he is considered Caucasian. I mean, literally. So what I'm saying is that, yeah, I do think the Israelites are Caucasian. I mean, maybe they're a darker shade of tan than what I am. Maybe they're more of a of a of a tan that my father has. Um, but they're Caucasian. their skin tone is Caucasian. You have to, I mean, we were not lied to about his skin tone, right? We got to, and then that's not even like, it's disappointing that people are taking that, making videos and saying that we are lied to when we weren't lied to. His skin tone was Caucasian. You got to understand that there are different shades of Caucasian. There's different shades of tan, right? So we were not lied to. And then the really disappointing part is that there's, people making videos saying that we are lied to. Nobody is talking about the simple fact that every single test that they have ran points to one fact, that there was a man crucified with a Roman crucifixion. It all points to a Roman crucifixion, that this man was beaten, literally beaten to death. And the simple fact that every single test points to a Roman soldier, taking his spear and stabbing this person just below the rib, and it fits the same description. And like every time they do a test, it points to the exact same thing, that there were marks of a man who carried a cross, who carried a cross. Every test points to a man carrying the cross, points to a man who was beaten, points to a man who was crucified, points to a man who had his hands, like his wrists and the feet, that nails pierced his wrist and his feet. Everything points, every test that they do always points back to a man that was crucified onto a cross. And furthermore, points to the fact that there is a crown of thorns that this person wore. Every single test. And for the skeptics, I mean, come on. Don't we often say follow the science, follow the evidence? We say follow the evidence and we say follow the science. Are those skeptics being hypocritical? Yeah, they are. They're being hypocrites because obviously they don't want to acknowledge the truth that that man is Jesus. They don't want to acknowledge the truth. It's Jesus. But then those that are making videos saying, oh, we were lied to, like, no, we were not lied to. The Israelites are, in fact, Caucasian. Like it's a dark, it might be a slightly different shade of Caucasian, right? Like it's a slightly different, you know, shade of like tan. Like for some reason we think that um well they it's like, yeah, the people of the Middle East, they're a slightly different shade, but that I mean they that would still be known as Caucasian. I mean, were they from Europe? No, but they're still, I mean, by definition, their skin tone still, is identified as Caucasian. Um, Middle Eastern Caucasian people. I mean, just because your skin tone is just a slightly um, different shade of tan, that doesn't mean that you're not Caucasian. Um, and but then also, like, we were not lied to, but then also, um, you're missing the bigger picture. The thing that's more important here is the simple fact that even AI points to a crucifixion, points to Jesus being crucified and 3 days after being raised up from the dead. I mean, it's simple mathematics. It's simple science. Like, what more do scientists need? What more do skeptics need? I mean, if every single if they were to run 1,000 tests and those thousand tests came back and all said the same thing, that this man was crucified, that this man wore a crown of thorns, that this man had a spear pierced in him, had nails pierced in his wrists and in his feet. Like, are you still going to be skeptical? I mean, seriously, at this point, and I don't remember how many tests they've ran on this cloth throughout the decades and centuries, but they've there's so many tests. I remember watching a video not too long ago, and it was going over like each and every test. And yeah, each and every test that they've done points to it always comes back around to a man being crucified. So I mean, if we're truly following the evidence, then that's what we gotta follow. And so stop, saying that, oh, it's just an error. It's an error. Like, it is not an error if every single test result is pointing to the same thing. Wake up and smell the coffee.